some of us that were young at that time, and I'm sure our fathers here will remember, everybody worked well. Our ambition at that time was to have the first degree, be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, or a surgeon. At that time, you would have only a nice, once you leave university, they give you £60 if you do art subjects. You get £70 if you do science. And Volkswagen is always there for you to buy. It's only those who did science that sometimes you go and buy more luxurious cars. But from 1966, violence was introduced into our psyche. The military came and everybody saw that might is right. Then by the time the war finished, that was 1969-70, then the Udoji Award came. Then they introduced materialism. So you now have a situation, violence, depletion of value, materialism, no job, and everybody wants to be rich. And nobody cares how you get your money. There are more doctors in Nigeria today that never attended any university. Other doctors. What we are saying therefore is that the value system broke down. So also for democratic practice. Everybody wanted to be there at all costs. And then you have most of us here, we are professionals in politics. But you also have professional politicians. And those are the ones that they will do anything to get to positions. And what also is the problem that we have in our democratic setting, the incoming or the homecoming of impunity. People in positions, they do what they want, nobody can do anything to them. In fact, it's a pride to go to the police station and say, do you know who you are talking to? Do you know me? And the only business that tries today in Nigeria is politics. Because when you have a man who has never lived in a good house, who never had a car, and he became a senator all of a sudden, or an honorable member, and is earning 50 million a month, nobody wants to leave that place. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for me, the problem we have in removing political violence is to ensure that all of us here also participate. There must be no apathy. Everybody must participate. Thank you.
As usual, I would like to thank my brother, Senator Ajimabi, for going through historical perspectives. But I would like to differentiate myself again from him on 2 points. There are 2 kinds of security: relative security and absolute security. The only person that can produce absolute security is Almighty God. The only thing we can produce in Nigeria is relative security. Because even in the better plans, like the United States, Britain, Russia and others, where there's less than 5% unemployment, there is still crime. So I need to correct some of that. Nobody can do that. The issue of violence, I'm 100% with Sebastian on that. That when you have a local government councillor, earning more than a professor, or when you have a senator who is drawing 15 million naira from a poor economy, and you see a university professor sitting down and cannot feed his children, what do you want him to do? He abandons the university system. So our value system has gone completely haywire. There is nowhere in the world where politics is a business. Politics is service to humanity. You go there, you only get sitting allowances. There's only Nigeria that you have to go to, Ghana must come home with you. So until we change that value system, we will continue to see violence. And that is why people like me are coming to the field. Because I will not brag any legislator to pass any motion for me. Those people that will come, that's where labor is right now. Labor is for the working class people. Because I need to differentiate myself from the ACN candidate who continue to propagate a lot of things that are not found to be practicable. Because labor, we are the people that are suffering. You can propaganda whatever you want to propaganda, but the efficiency of what you are going to do is on the ground. We will reduce violence through employment of the youth, as I did say before. But for free education, I would have been an area boy of Java. So that human beings would have been the same. But for our and others who provide us with education, that's why we're able to do that. So we provide education to all our youth. We provide gainful employment to all our youth so that the value system can change. But until we do that, we're going to have political violence all over Nigeria, including Oyo State. Now the issue of police. What breeds police corruption? What breeds this is poverty, poor salary for policemen, and above all, the fact that we do not have state police system. We must have state police if we are going to reduce crime, so that the policeman, the police commissioner in Oyo State is responsible to the governor, not to the president. So those are the things that I would like to adopt in addition to what Senator Ajimabi has said. But I would like the audience to know that difference. That the only person that can produce absolute security is Almighty God. We can only provide relative security. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now the Dr.
The police in Nigeria is African. And as long as the president has a firm control of the police force, there is nothing we can do. The best we can do at state level is to ensure that we provide the facilities for them, we provide the equipment for them to work. But when it comes to election, and the man on top is insincere, is going to use their give instruction that will jeopardize the political process. So primarily, what I want to say to everybody present concerning the issue of violence in politics, and particularly this democratic dispensation, is that we need a change. Albert Einstein says that the significant problems we face cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. For about 12 years now, some people have been in position of authority in this nation and in this state, and people are not saying them. You are coming from US, entering your country, you are afraid. Why? Because of values and a crop of people in position of authority. We need to change them, and the mass of the people must move out to use their power to vote to ensure that we will not bring back into governance in Nigeria and in other states those who endanger the lives of our people. And let me say here that everybody sitting here at the side has an antecedent. You must have been one political party or the other. Only very few of us. And more big. And at one time or the other, the party of 1 or 2 or 3 have been in power in the state. And it's because the problems have not been solved under the administrations of their former parties. That is why we are still talking about security. That's why we are still talking about roads. That's why we are still talking about health. So every Nigerian and every individual of your state owes it a responsibility to reject them because of their antecedents. Because they do not stand for something evil. We have seen what they do. We are champions of the new order to ensure that people enjoy the true benefits of governance and people are secured, property of people are secured. Under my administration, what we are going to do is to ensure that we place robotic camera in strategic sectors, not only for their security, to ensure that even during the election process, when people falter, when people jeopardize the electoral process for election, they are recorded on the robotic camera and they will be prosecuted. Look at the judgment that we have in the tribunal. The justices, they were asking for the names of the thugs, the names of the policemen, the names of the soldiers that jeopardized the electoral process. What an insult. What they were doing was to legalize
democracy by having a more balanced representation. And I want you to volunteer to start instead of saying, who will volunteer and who participate? I hereby call as an individual. Everybody will have a good.
I think if you look at our manifesto, at the national level. Our core values in our party are: one, total respect for the dignity of man and his right to life, property, freedom, and happiness. Two, and I want to underscore, full commitment to equity and social justice. The party wants to develop a society in which all the people will have equal opportunities. Of course, the last one, which is common to all, is the promotion of private enterprise that will lead to a better life for all people. Now, at the federal level, if you look at it, as you rightly observe, we are running more or less a unitary system.